Okay, so it is 5:02 and we usually get started now. Is my share screen up, Nick?
Sure is.
All right, thank you. So Amy, I don't know, we really have a formal presentation. We have these neighborhood meetings prior to any rezoning just to save folks the time in case they just came there and said, hey, I just want to know what's going on. So this provides an informal opportunity for people to ask questions about the request. Voice any concerns or objections and things like that, just so we know moving into planning commission, um, just how the neighborhood is responding to the request. So that's a office research park to a C3, which is our higher intensity commercial district. I think there was a vision over on the west end there of North Liberty, just kind of to be a office research park, and I think there's been some changes recently, especially with COVID, kind of exacerbated those of these office parks are kind of declining, and so I've seen a few people over on this west side gravitating towards the C3 district. Allows for a few more uses, not a ton, but as I understand it, the applicants aren't requesting this because they're seeking any changes to their original plan. They're kind of forming out kind of the medical office park as it will, and this new zoning C3 would allow them to subdivide the property a little bit better because it has a smaller lot width requirement. So I don't know, Amy, if you had any specific questions or were just curious about it. Will is here. He's with the applicant. He could certainly provide some overview on the project and where they are with it.
No real questions. I mean, I just kind of wanted to hear a little bit more. I've seen some of the plans with hotel and other things and just wanted to kind of get a sense of how this was being developed. But I obviously I know there's going to be much more detail and information shared at the Planning and Zoning Committee, and I don't need to have the full information. I just was kind of more curious at this point.
Yeah, and I'll turn it over to Will after I speak, but I'm not sure we'll have much more at the Planning Commission just because there isn't any design detail or anything like that. So we'll present similar things to the Planning Commission and say that this, at least from a planning perspective, we feel this is a good location for higher intensity commercial uses, being close to 380 and things like that. But Will, do you want to give a general overview of where you guys are in the process and kind of maybe timing of when you expect to start developing and things like that?
Sure. At this point, we're planning only the clinic and surgical facility for Steindler practice. So there's no other immediate use planned on the site. And as far as schedule, we're completing, we're in the middle of the schematic design process for the building and starting to lay out the building on the site, with the hope for construction to start in early summer. That's this coming 2023. There will be some available land not used by the Steindler Clinic and Surgical Center, but there's no exact function identified for that yet.
And then when do you anticipate it would be open for patients?
November of 2024.
Okay. So they'd both come on board about the same time?
Yes. Yep. Both the parts of this Steindler practice will be completed, right?
Okay.
So I think I don't want to cut it short, but I think that's probably it. Amy, unless you have more questions,
Yeah,
certainly
no.
is. Yeah, certainly as we
I
get
didn't anticipate
plans.
I'd be the only good neighbor, so no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and certainly as we get more plans and things like that, we'll be sharing with the public. It's just this is a really a preliminary step kind of in their process, but
Yep. No, that sounds good.
okay. All right,
Thanks.
with that, then, considering you're the only person and no more questions, I think we'll go ahead and call this meeting to an end. I just wish everybody a happy holiday season and Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
stay safe and warm.
yep, you too.
Thanks very
Okay.
much. Thanks for your
Thank
question.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for jumping on, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, be well. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.